What in the actual fuck? Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new movie review here on the channel. And today I'm going to be reviewing, this is a movie that I think I saw this movie on Wednesday. I saw this movie like 2 days ago or something. I saw it on Wednesday this week, and I think I saw the movie very early, and it's, I'll shut up. This is one of the most talked about movies, I think. Or, no, not really, but one of the most talked about horror movies recently, definitely. It's supposed to be, a lot of people say body horror is back. Yeah, it definitely is. This movie has been talked about really much. It's talked about, it's insane, it's really bizarre, and it's just like this weird body horror with this drama, this psychological thing, and it's just, and this movie has been getting really good reviews. I think the movie has, right now when I'm recording this video, I think the movie has like 8.1 out of 10 on IMDb or something, and like a 4.1 out of 5 on Letterboxd, which is really good, especially for being a horror movie. And yeah, this movie is very good. It's one of the weirdest fucking movies I've seen, and it's one of the most memorable, it's probably going to be the most, sorry everyone, I just gotta clean my glasses. And yeah, it's probably going to be like one of the most memorable cinema experiences or whatever that I've had. I saw this movie in the cinema with my mum. I knew the movie was going to be like extreme and very weird, but body horror, I think that body horror, we should get a lot more body horror movies, because that's, I don't think I've even seen that many body horror movies. I've seen The Thing, which I love. I've seen Brain Dead, aka Dead Alive, which I think counts as a body horror, and then I haven't seen The Fly. I know, but I haven't seen The Fly yet. I know, like, David Cronenberg, most popular or whatever, but I haven't seen that many body horror movies, and this one was okay, let's just go. So this movie is about this person called, what is she called in the movie? I think she's called like Elizabeth Sparkle or something, played by the actress named Demi Moore or something, I don't know. And basically the movie is, she finds this black market drug which which promises, and she's kind of like this person who does like these yoga things or these dances, I don't really know what it's called, but, and then she's very famous and stuff, but then she's just kind of not that happy with her life still, and then she sees this thing, we are looking for younger women to do this class or whatever. So what she does is that she's very sad with her life and stuff, and then she finds this black market drug which promises her to create a better version of herself, and promises for that version to be a lot more of a beautiful version of herself, a lot more better one, and just, yeah. So, and that might sound good, that might sound crazy, but stuff go very wrong, and I mean, it's a horror movie, so, and this is an excellent movie idea, amazing movie idea. I like strange movies, and this one, I was just like, as soon as I saw the first review of this movie, I was just like, I gotta see it right now, come on, where can I see it? Because this it just sounds exactly like my type of movie. Strange horror movies I like quite a lot. So, and this one, is such a great idea, and for a body horror movie, creating a better version of yourself and stuff, it's made so well. And I don't really know what to say. Starting off with the positives that I have with this movie first, Demi Moore's performance, I think, as actor, who plays Elizabeth Sparkle in the movie, I think is amazing. And then I think the person who plays Sue in the movie is also a really, really good actress. I think her actress's name is Margaret Qualley, something like that. She's also amazing in this movie, and just really, really good performances in the movie that they two have. A lot of the other people also have great performances and stuff, but especially those two that stand out, and really, really good performances, nothing like over the top, and just really good performances. I mean, I think I kind of already mentioned this, but I'm going to say it again. The story of this movie is a great idea, and I think they execute it in a very well way. And the story of the movie is, it can either be, like, really strange for someone, for some people, and they're just like, hell no, I'm not watching this movie. What the fuck is this? What is this idea? Come on. Or it could be like me, you could feel like, oh my god, this seems really interesting. Or even though it's probably going to be very fucked up, this movie is very fucked up. And I watched it in the cinema with my mum, and the movie has some very gory, some very violent things, some very disturbing and gross things, really. And because this body horror thing, it's a body horror movie, so the effects and stuff in the movie, the visuals and stuff look really good, really, really good. And then the movie also has sometimes these overbearing long nudity scenes, and I mean, I understand because it's a body horror movie and you kind of got to see the character, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know, this movie's crazy. And yeah, so just a really cool idea for a movie, and I think they did that in a very well way and stuff, and I don't really know what to say. Great performances, the body horror in this movie is great, the visuals is great, the acting is great, the pace of the movie is also pretty good. It's not amazing or anything, but, you know, oh yeah, and just the gore. Not only the body horror, but just when you also see all the blood. Sometimes this movie has so much blood, really incredibly much. And it's, if you don't count with the body horror, it's not really like Terrifier 2, when the blood is more on someone's, like, body. It's well, obviously the blood is on someone's body, but it's more like The Shining, the elevator doors open and then the blood bath or whatever comes out. So it's more like that. It's not like Terrifier 2, where the blood is more like chopping off arms and stuff. It's not really like that, but it's just, this movie has some incredibly bloody moments, and it's a horror movie. I'm not saying a horror movie doesn't have to have bloody moments, but this was, some of the bloody moments and stuff we got in this movie were entertaining as hell. They did overreact a bit, they did go a bit over the top, and the scenes went on for a bit too long sometimes, but not that big of an issue for me. So yeah, and I don't really know what to say. It's just, yeah, the movie also just has some great cinematography, some great shots. Just how the movie looks, it looks amazing. And this movie is extremely well made, and it's such a cool idea for a movie, and I just love it so much. But I don't think the movie's perfect. I am a little bit disappointed, and even though I think this movie's still, like, very good, it's still not amazing, and I definitely wanted to like it a bit more. So I probably have some other positives, but I'm just going to get into my negatives now with this movie. And the first negative I'm going to tell you I have with this movie is probably that some of just the camera shots and how they decide to film stuff is sometimes very weird and very ambitious, and just kind of a bit too ambitious, a bit too over the top. Like, there's one, this isn't really a spoiler at all, I think, at all, I guess, but there's one scene in the movie where they, like, film a person chewing, like, on a lobster or something extremely aggressively, and I don't know, it feels like they want to, like, say a meaning with that scene, and if they're supposed to do that, then I guess I understand, but I don't think that that's what they were supposed to do, but it's just some weird scenes. And another thing with this movie that I think is a bit annoying, when it comes to the nudity which is in this movie, sometimes surprisingly, and when it comes to this more, sometimes this movie just has, it's overreacting very much about this more beautiful version of Demi Moore's character, Elizabeth Sparkle, I think, Sue, and it's, sometimes it's a bit overreacting, you know, sometimes it's a bit like, I don't know, it's gonna sound uncomfortable talking about this, but sometimes it's a lot of like, I get it, listen, I get it, it's a body horror movie, I get it, you have to kind of like showcase this character or whatever, or the person in the movie, because just to show like this is what the substance can actually do to your body and just make you look a lot more beautiful and stuff. And they do overreact with that a bit. I mean, sometimes, I mean, it's like one shot of a woman's ass, and then it's like with these like tight pants on, and then it cuts to this like really long, a bit too long of a like this yoga scene, dance thingy or whatever, when it comes to Sue's character, and it's like extremely much to focus on the breasts, and have, when they have the camera, and focus on the ass. So it is a bit over the top, and in the beginning of the movie, I just felt like, I guess it's not that much of a big of a negative for me, but they overdid it a bit. It just kept on, they just kept on doing it, and 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 kept on doing it, so that then I was just like, all right, sorry, but I got to count this as a negative. So quite distracting in the movie, but I get it, you're supposed to showcase this much more beautiful character and stuff, but of Elizabeth Sparkle, whatever, but they do overdo it, and I don't care what anyone says, but it's just, so I don't know. And then I think another thing negative that I have with this movie is that I did think that the movie was a bit too long. I thought that a few of the scenes went on for a bit too long. And I also thought that there were some things in this movie which were kind of left out. So when the movie was done and finished, I just felt like, all right, well, you can, if you would have done, I kind of wanted to know a bit more about these characters, or just a bit more about the movie before the movie ended, and we didn't really get that. But the ending is still pretty damn good in this movie. It's, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's very weird. This whole movie is weird. I mean, if you watch this movie either at home, or I want you to watch this movie in a cinema, all right? If you don't like body horror movies, never watch this movie. I guess, kind of just don't watch this movie or whatever. And you got to be careful if you're going to see this with your parents, and they're just like body horror. No, it was just anything. Just, if you're going to go in the cinema to see this movie, then you better be prepared for the content that's in the movie, because I was a bit prepared, but I tried walking in quite as blind, and I don't think I saw the trailer of the movie before I watched the movie, so I think so, at least. So it was a pretty big surprise for me when these crazy scenes happened in the movie, but a great movie to watch in a cinema, a really good movie to watch in a cinema. And if you're not sitting in the cinema grabbing your seat, or just your jaw is dropping, because my jaw dropped a lot of times in this movie. I was sitting there, I was just like, and then my mum looked at me, I looked at her, and we were just like, then my mum had to like hold for her mouth sometimes, and she was just like, and she just looked at me like, what's wrong with you? And I was just sitting there like sometimes laughing, and I was just like, and when there were the nudity scenes, I even did that thing in the cinema, you know, when you say like, ah, the ceiling is looking extra nice today. I even did one of those. I put one of those in the cinema. And my mom was just like, just scoffed or something. But that's not, I don't really know what to say. Some missed potential, or a bit of missed potential in this movie. I wouldn't say a lot, but quite a lot. But this movie could easily be a 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, the story in this movie is perfect in my opinion. And I don't care how weird this movie is. It's just the concept, the idea, and just how they execute this movie, most of the time at least, they do it in an amazing way. But I did want to like the movie a lot more. This is a movie that I feel like, and this, I don't even know if I want to watch this movie again, or if I don't want to watch it again, because I kind of want to watch it again to just like refresh my thoughts, but then I also don't want to watch it again because the movie is quite much of a slow burn. Even though I do like slow burns, though, I did like this movie very much. And the movie has obviously a lot of nudity and sex scenes and really much gross body horror and violence and stuff. But so I don't really know what to say. Check this movie out if you want, or don't. I don't really know. Just be prepared, because this movie is bonkers. It's wild. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, a lot of people just talked about when they, in the beginning of this video, when I said the substance, this movie, a lot of people have talked about, they say it's a wild movie, it's a crazy movie. And then a few people are even saying it's the best horror movie of 2024. In my opinion, it isn't that quite, but it definitely had the potential to be that, because I now the movie's finished, of course, but I get it. If a lot of people say that this is the best horror movie of 2024, I'm not surprised, because the movie is still very good in my opinion, and it's a really cool movie with a very unique story and some great characters and some great build-up and some great, so it's a really weird, crazy, wild, cool, gross, fun, sometimes even funny movie. It's just, it's crazy. Some people may even call this movie the best body horror movie that we have right now, or the best horror movie of 2024. Maybe some people that just like this movie so incredibly much maybe even say it's the best horror movie of all time. So I don't know, it was definitely an experience. It was definitely a interesting cinema experience that I had. And yeah, so yeah, if you want to see my rating, my score or whatever of this movie and stuff, or something like that, you can check the description of this video. And I think that's about it. I will see you in the next video. So, right, goodbye.